Hi, welcome to Arty, Crafty, Alchemy. Today I'm sharing with you the Hedgehog Hollow box for December. I'm the Arty, Crafty Alchemist. Let's get started. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm just going to give you a quick look at what's inside. Find my postcard. We have two gnomes with hearts. I think these stamps may have been designed by Alexandra from Hedgehog Hollow. We have a stencil, and we have the stencil plus the negative that the stencil pops out of, and that's the regular subscriber bonus. This stamp set with the little bird, the ampersand and a couple of doodles is called Finishing Touches. Our card bases, we have very pretty pink heart paper from American Crafts, glitter paper. It's a paper, not a cardstock. And then we have a pattern piece of cardstock, two extra pieces of card. We have some pretty pink pearl envelopes, and then our stamp sets are heart doodles. We have a Zentangle style heart and some heart trees, and there's an itty bitty version of that bird. Then we have heart ornaments, some big sentiments. My love, be mine forever. I love you, sweetie, which is great because they've been focusing a lot on tiny sentiments, and we need a variety of sentiments. And then we have this awesome background with the word love. Love you, I'm yours, happy Valentine's Day, for someone special. That's all joined, but I'll probably cut that in half. Happy Valentine's Day for someone special, and use two separate pieces, stack on top of each other. I can always join them back together if I need to. Now that we've had a quick look, I am going to work out what I'm making and come back. I am cutting a piece of cardstock down a little bit. I'm just cutting it to 5 3/4. Now my stamp platform currently has stamps on it that are for another video that I haven't filmed yet, and because of the way I want to film the video, I can't take them off. So what I'm just going to do is lay my stamp on my Cuttlebug C-plate. I am going to prep my cardstock with the EK Success powder tool. Just want to make sure it's really powdered up. Now I'm using the Nuvo Clear Mark embossing pad, and I'm going to make sure I put this on here right side down and add some firm pressure all the way across. Next I have a scrap piece of paper, and I just got some Stampendous gold detail embossing powder in the mail today, so I want to try that out, and I didn't think that through. And I will admit that is actually the second time I've done this. The first time I ended up with a little too much mess because I forgot to use the embossing tool. I'm going to use my heat tool to melt the embossing powder. Next I'm going to take some of the Catherine Wheel shimmer powder from one of the previous boxes and add some of that on. And I'm going to add some very teeny amounts of black, and completely miss in some instances. This is going to make a mess. I should be doing this on the other side of my craft mat, but anyhow. I'm just going to dry this now, and I'm going to try not to get too close to the embossing. I'm just taking a damp chamois and trying to lift off a little bit of the too much colour and wipe over the embossing to make it stand out some more. Now I definitely should have turned my mat over. I've grabbed a sheet of paper and I've got my memento, and I'm going to ink up the ornaments. The ornaments are from the heart ornaments set. I'm going to use my Plum Tomato Nuvo marker and colour in the hearts. I have cleaned my stamp off, and I am going to line it back up. I'm going to take a small piece of post-it note and cover that heart up. Cover this heart up because I don't want that one, so I just need to get ink on these ones. And then I'm going to stamp that down. I'm going to colour these ones in too. I added some extra shading to the bottom. I don't know if it did anything, but we'll see. First I'm taking it down to the second lot of string lines, and I need to cut 1/2 inch off that way, except I'm going to clip and cut a smidge off the other end as well. Next, I've grabbed out the stamp platform again, and I'm going to try and center this somewhat. On a scrap of paper, I'm just going to make sure it's straight. Going to add some EK Success embossing tool and then stamp this with Nuvo clear mark. I'm using some tonic black. Not quite centered, never mind. I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to grab some of the hearts from the same set. Grab my platform back again. Again, I'm going to use my embossing buddy, clear mark. I think I'll go with gold embossing powder this time. And I'm going to heat it up again with the heat tool. I'm going to cut a tiny bit more off this end, just to try and even it up a little bit more. Then I'm grabbing a piece of black cardstock. Oh, I took that away, I still need it. And I'm making a mat for my card base. I am going to run a lot of tape on this so I can try and get it to flatten back out. And I'm going to add that to a blank card base. This is just a card base from the Australian Kmart. I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella and my Midas Touch Nuvo. Going to just use the Midas Touch, I think. Oh no! I used the Nuvo Shimmer, Aqua Shimmer, and I made a mess. I think I need to stick a flower or something in this corner to cover it up. I gave it a gentle squeeze and then my Nuvo went everywhere, so I will have to fix that at a later date. I have another card ready to go. I did not like the first background I made, so I ended up making a second one. I will show you what I did with the other one in a minute. I even tried using white and it didn't work. The Nuvo Shimmer powders, the red stains everything. So I've got a square card base this time and I've got a little bit of shimmer powder on it, but it doesn't matter. I am going to try and line these up. Then I have this piece of foam and some Montmartre foam glue. More foam glue just to make sure it adheres okay. I've had a lot of issues with my foam tape coming off in the heat, so now I'm making sure it's stuck down. I've added my panel to my base. Now I have this strip of card and I need to trim it down a smidge. I want to grab my little birdie from the Heart Doodle set. I've lined them up at the 2-inch mark so that if I need to for some reason do this again, I can. I'm picking them up, making sure that is still lined up and pushed to the top. Grabbing my embossing buddy again and my clear mark. I'm grabbing the gold again and heat this up. Now I'm just going to add that onto my panel with some foam. Okay, these are 2 of the cards I've made. This one maybe needs some black gems or something in the background. I'm not too sure. Let me know what you think. This one I'm going to need to stick some flowers on to hide that mess, or stick something in the corner because my pen decided to explode. And I also have a few more. As I said, I'd show you what I did with my background that I didn't like. I really wanted a dark background and this one turned out very pale, so I ended up taking this die that I got from the Works in England and I cut it out and layered it up 3 times, and then after I stuck it down I covered it with Wink of Stella so it's all nice and shimmery. Then I watercoloured this heart, used the stencil that came in the kit and some Distress Oxide with a blending brush to do the background. My love was a little wonky, so I wanted to cover it up, and that's when I did the heart, I watercoloured it and fussy cut it out and stuck it on top. You Are Amazing is from an older stamp set from one of the boxes. Then I made 2 cards with the same heart background and used some roses that I'd already stamped from Altenew. They were left over from some other projects, so I've now made a bunch of Valentine's Day cards. I don't know what was going on in my head. Any of these would have been fine for the video, but my head was just not having it. Now, I did want to show you, this is what happened when I used the white, and this is, I was trying different colours on top to see how they would go if I put them over the top of the shimmer powder instead of embossing first. And then I've got some extra little bits that I can make some more projects with. That's the leftover bit from that. I like how that looks, so I probably will end up using that on something else at some point. I hope you enjoyed my trials and tribulations with this box. I'm not sure if the camera cut out before or after I had a blob of ink go everywhere and made a huge mess, but very happy with these cards. If I can fix that card up somehow, I will, and if not, lesson learned. Be very careful with the Nuvo pen when you squeeze it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to see more content like this, and hit the bell notification to know when new videos come out. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.